Hey Dad, do you have any tips for affair recovery?
Oh, this is a huge subject, and let me just give a few off the top of my head. I think the first tip I would say is you have to be committed to wanting to work at the relationship. This is for the person who's had the affair and also the person who's been betrayed. So we say the betrayed and the betrayer, and I don't really like those words, but that they it says what it says. And it may be that the person who's been betrayed is so hurt and so traumatized because it's such a rupture of trust, and the trauma is really significant, nearly always, that it may take that person a long time to decide if they want to stay in this relationship, and if they do want to work in it, maybe a year or two. So I think that there has to be a period of time, what we call the crisis management phase, when there's been the discovery of an affair, where both parties, the betrayed and the betrayer, can sort of really decide what do they want to do about this. Now, ideally, the person that had the affair has decided not to carry on because relationships that develop from affairs are problematic. And the number of times we've worked with couples where that has been the case, where their relationship started from an affair because that betrayal that they both, if they were both in committed relationships, they took into this new relationship becomes the bedrock of what that relationship is founded on, and that in itself starts to create erosions and fissures and cracks in that relationship later on in that relationship. So certainly I think having a period of time where the person who had the affair can do some work on themselves and try and understand what was it that led them to do that? What were the problems in the primary relationship that led them to do that? But that's also, I want to pains to point out that that's never the reason or the fault of the other person that the person had the affair decided to do. That's 100% on the person that was the betrayer, the person that had the affair. They have to take 100% responsibility for making that decision of going down that road of having the affair with another person. They could have spoken to their partner, they could have spoken to them about how unhappy they were and gone and worked on the relationship or left the relationship before going and having an affair. Now, that sadly that doesn't happen when an affair happens, and that needs looking at. What stopped that person? What fears, what anxieties did they have about being more honest and more real with their partner, their long-term partner in the committed relationship? So I think that's the first thing. And so if both parties decide they want to work at the relationship, then certainly no contact. There has to be a complete break between the betrayer and the affair partner. There has to be a complete cease of contact, a rupture, and no contact between those two people. Because if that doesn't happen, you've got no chance of repairing